What's up, guys? This is the second part of my engine bay, engine dress up, battery relocation, even though I already did that, but this is the second part to it, and so I will show y'all. I'll probably finish it up tonight and I'll show y'all how that looks, but right now I am just gonna clean everything up because you can see this is where my battery tray and all that stuff was, so I have that primered, and I'm gonna clean everything up with my wax and tar remover. I'm just gonna put that on the rag and then wipe the whole engine bay down so it's ready to be primered. And I still have to mask a few things off just to make sure they don't get any paint on them. Whenever I primer it, you can just see how dirty it is. But I'm going to do that now. I'm gonna get everything nice and clean. So I got everything cleaned off. Marcus is power washing right now. Power washing my BMW actually. But I wiped everything down with the wax and tar remover, and I got it pretty much as clean as I could get it. What I'm probably going to do now is just primer the whole bay and see, like, you know how you get those little speckles whenever it means you didn't clean enough. I'll just let it dry and then clean wherever I have to. I don't want to paint this bumper blue. I want to paint this black, but I thought I'd be able to take it off, but I can't. But I'm going to just paint everything the gray primer for now, and then I'll see where that's at then. So what I'm going to do now is I got my heat gun. I'm going to heat the engine bay up just so it's cold outside. As you can see, I'm wearing a jacket. It's probably like 50 something degrees outside. So I'm going to heat the engine bay up so it's nice and tacky for the paint. And then here's the automotive primer, the sandable one. It's all going to be nice and ready. So I'm going to heat the can up a little bit, shake it up, and then heat the engine bay up and get it ready so the paint will stick nice to it. So I just got done with the primer. I was going to do more coats, but it took one full can to get the whole engine bay done, which I should have expected, but I got enough covered. Because with primer, you don't have to do it super thick. You just have to have enough on to where it'll stick. And so I got everything done, everything painted. You can see you can still barely see the blue, but that's not an issue because there's enough primer on it. And I ran out right on this side, so I didn't get a lot of it done. But now I'm going to come in with the bright blue Rust-Oleum, and I have two large cans, the ones that say like 25% more on them. I have two of those cans, so I'm going to be able to get really thick, nice base coat before I add the glitter and clear coat. Blue Rust-Oleum.
I'm going way too thick. What am I doing? It's pretty heavy. My wiper motor's blue now. All blue. This isn't shit Evan would do. Except he just went. Yeah, he just went.
Oh, won't you look at this? This is with one can. I haven't even sprayed this can once, so all this is just with one can. I pretty much got everything covered for the most part, but it's not full. You can barely see some whatever, but it looks pretty good. It looks darker on camera than it actually is. I wish it was as dark as it looks on camera just because I like the darker look, but I think it'll get a little darker after I add these dark blue pearls or glitter, because you can see it's just whatever. And so I'm gonna continue spraying and getting everything, and then I'm gonna go ham on the glitter because, you know, I'm a hot boy. I like me some hot boy. No homo. No homo. So right now, this is the glitter, and I'm heating it up so it'll spray nicely because it's spraying weird for some reason. It's like, I sprayed it right here and it's like spraying really wet. Like it's not coming out glittery, it's like wet, so I'm heating it up right.
You know what's wet?
And then I just put the second coat. I have about like 25% left in the big can. But I pretty much got everything covered now. And so I'm going to spray the glitter on, and hopefully this comes out really nice. It looks nice and hot boy in the end. So I just got done spraying the glitter on. You can kind of tell it. I might have to get my light out on my phone to show you. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it. It's still wet in some areas, but you can see it's hella sparkly. And it looks like a matte sparkly right now. But once I spray the clear coat on, that's kind of why I wasn't going to clear coat it until I realized how bad it would look. Because you see it's just like matte and it doesn't look that good. But once I put the clear coat on, it'll make all this super shiny. And it did darken up the blue a lot, which I like. It's almost like a turquoise color now, but it looks kind of like a violet on camera. But this is what it looks like. I did a little too thick right there, but you know, it's whatever. But I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to clear coat it and show you how that looks. If you see now, I'm starting to put everything back together because I finished the clear coat. It made everything super glossy now. I did a bunch of layers. I probably did like 6 or 7 layers of clear coat. And then if you see, boom, the damn glitter cracked in multiple places. I guess the glitter like separated somehow and messed it up. It's not super bad, but it's still kind of annoying, and I got a little bit of overspray on that, and I scuffed it barely, but other than that, it's looking pretty mint. Here's what it looks like. Now that it is the next day, I'm going to just put everything back together. I'm going to put the headlights on, start putting all the hoses, everything back on, make this engine, and the engine bay is going to look crowded again, because right now it looks really open because there's nothing in it. And then once I start putting all that pile of crap back on, then you'll see how much there actually is in the engine bay. So I'm just going to put all the wires back and then make everything functional again. I wanted to finish tucking the battery cable because it was just out, just so I could show y'all and just so I could mock it up. But what, god damn it, Dino. Oh, there's Braden. But I hooked it up, I took the cable off, but I'm finished tucking the thing. I got the battery cable going down here, under this piece, under the carpet, and then under this carpet, you can see it right here. What I'm doing is I'm drilling a hole here and here, zip tying the carpet because all these clips broke, and then I have it running up through the firewall, and then it'll end right here, which is a little bit longer since I had it set back and then I actually moved it to the terminal, so I got a little bit more space because it was back there and now it's here. And so this will be a nice location, that way the master cylinder covers over it, so it's not that bad. But I'm just finished tucking that, and then I'll start putting everything back together. I got the battery relocation mocked up. I just need to add the starter in, but I have no motor, so I'm obviously not going to have a starter. But I have the fuse box mounted to the battery right now, and so I'm going to hook the battery up and see if I get power or not. So alright, as you can see, I've obviously got power. Everything on my dash is on, my boost gauge is on, my radio is on, and my Christmas lights are on. So the battery relocation is good, but this still doesn't determine whether or not it's enough cranking power, but it's working, and that's all I care about right now. And let me check my light bar. Light bar's on too. So this little battery relocation is successful enough now to just turn it on. I don't know if the car will start whenever it comes down to it, but for now I know it's Gucci. So one of my packages came in the mail. I'm about to see you. Y'all are about to see what it is. So we're gonna set this baby on the ground. Can you hold the box now?
I got you.
Here, you just take it out. Take it out for me, Braden.
Alright, buddy.
Woo! My 2-core aluminum radiator. This is gonna look so nice in my brand new clean engine bay.
You love that?
So you know how I wanted to be able to still jump my car from the front if I had to? I'm trying to do something because I want to mount this right here, so over there, so I can still jump it and not wrap this in electrical tape. So what I thought of is I have this cap. This is a spray paint cap for that color. It kind of looks the same, but what I did is I drilled a fat hole through the middle, and now what this will allow me to do is have this chilling in here to where you can still put jumper cables over it, and then I'll be able to mount it. The self-tapper I mount it with will be enough down to where it won't touch, because this is still held up enough by the plastic, and then I'll be able to run the wires in and almost have like a kind of protective layer. That way because the wires are a little long, so the wire will end about here, and then I'll be able to mount this just like that, or actually be the other way so you don't see the barcode, just like that, and then I'll have the wire just coming in, and then that's how it'll be mounted. I might spray paint the inside of this just so it doesn't look ugly, but that's how it's gonna work. And it's Christmas Eve, so we about to head out to Christmas Eve service. You know, got that Jesus being #1 in our lives. Gotta thank the Lord for this build. Thank the Lord that I'm not gonna blow another piston in this damn Subaru. Right, bro?
Hell yeah.
But this is how I'm celebrating my Christmas Eve and Christmas. Everything is done now. I got the spray paint holder thing with the battery terminal thing also hooked up. I am covering the light, but everything is done. I put some liquid electrical tape over the nut that I self-tapped into my frame, and then I got a little bit of wire hanging out there, but it ain't too bad. But I'm gonna hook the battery up now and see if everything's gonna work right again. Battery's hooked up. This is how I celebrate my Christmas Eve going into Christmas. I think it's time. I put the oil pan on with the oil pickup and the new oil pan gasket, so hopefully I don't leak a lot like I did last time. I put a couple other things together. What else have I been working on? I don't even know what I've been working on, but I got my ABS painted black, that proportioning valve painted black, a couple other things, and I think it's time to put the motor in. Oh yeah, I've been working on the exhaust too. The exhaust cracked, and I was hollowing out the cat a little bit in the new exhaust, so I was messing with that. But I think it's time to put the motor in. I don't know. Put the new oil filter on Fram because it's got this nice handle at the bottom. I'm not going to record me putting the motor in because you've already seen me do this like 80 times on my channel, so I'm just going to put it in and hopefully everything goes right. The motor is back in the car. I got all the transmission bolts in. I got the motor mount bolts in, and this is how a real car guy celebrates Christmas. You can see it is Christmas now, so Merry Christmas to all y'all out there. I am outside working on my car. On Thanksgiving of this year, I was working on Braden's Volvo, which is out there. You can't see it, but I was working on that during Thanksgiving, and then I think it was last Christmas, my radiator blew on my Subaru, so I was replacing my radiator in a parking lot, which is fun. Oh damn, I'm dirty. And so I got the motor in, and I ran into an issue. I didn't expect the starter wire to be so big. This is a starter wire, and this is the fuse wire. So I did some modifying to this block. I drilled it out bigger, and I drilled it all the way through. So that way it'll be able to fit these fatter wires, because I'm trying to get everything nice and done right now. So now that this will be able to fit both wires along with the other wires there, I'll be able to continue everything, and I still have it to where the nuts will thread into them. so I didn't modify that at all. You can see it's going in, but everything's done now, and so I'm gonna start just putting everything back together, and this will be my Christmas present, and I'll be able to cruise down the roads with my Christmas lights on my car also. I got it running, as y'all just heard right there. My tensioner for my alternator belt is loose, but I can't tighten it for some reason, so I'll have to figure that out, which is why the belt was squeaking. And if you heard like a knocking sound, that was the flywheel hitting the metal plate that's like the cover for the under part of the flywheel. I dented it up on accident when I was dropping the motor in, so that's why you heard that noise. And then other than that, everything's done. I still have to fix a few things to make it perfect, but for the most part it's done, and you can see the contrast of the engine in the bay. I will show you that now. Here's the whole bay right here. I am in A, of course. Not for long though. I plan on turboing this motor since it's running well. And here's the 2-core radiator, which made everything super tight, and even the AC thing is rubbing. But I don't have my AC hooked up right now, so that will not be on. And then there's the battery delete with the horn thing delete and the Rosser reservoir delete. So this is all clean and painted and open. I have a very open engine bay now, so it looks really nice because I relocated the battery to the back. And there's the finished look on that thing where I have all the wires connected. I have it in that little whatever. And since I relocated the battery, I couldn't get the car to start at first. I was like, crap, I don't know what's wrong. Did I do something wrong? And it's because by deleting the battery, I moved the ground from the motor, so the motor had no ground, so I had to just make this little makeshift ground for now. I put it right there, and my car wouldn't start at first, and then after I did that, it started right up. So I'm gonna make a ground somewhere else to where it looks cleaner than just that on the top of the motor. But the whole thing is done now, and it looks freaking amazing. The bay looks nice, and so I don't have all the body panels on back yet, but you'll probably see that in another video whenever I make it. But I just wanted to make this video. The paint and the engine in and everything, and the exhaust tone is a little bit different. I have a better rumble now because it's the EJ25, and I've only had the EJ22 in. So here is it. It is, and this is Christmas Day. It is actually Christmas. It's like 8 o'clock, so Merry Christmas to all y'all. I spent my Christmas working on my car all day. So, yeah, that's that. I hope y'all liked the video. More content of my Subaru coming up. Hopefully the turbo build goes correctly. I got this fat turbo that I bought, and it's coming in the mail soon, so that'll be later. But for now, this is it. So, later, guys.